fire's gonna fall on us. Oh, the fire's gonna fall. Every heart will know the love of God.
Okay. Very interesting.
Great. Amazing. So I think we're going to go ahead and start because we really want to save some time. Cool stuff. Okay, cool. We are going to start. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate your time. Like I said, we really want to save some time because we want to cover as much as we can. We'll play a few videos, and I think our brother will just set the videos for us. The sound for us, but I think we should actually start. So, today I really would like us to talk about engaging young people in a very curious world, and in a world where young people are asking so many questions. And we have some thoughts and ideas on how to engage with young people in 2025, right? And what I want us to do is look at what is Alpha. So a lot of people have been asking questions about, what is Alpha? We hear that Alpha is doing great things in and around Africa and in the world as well. And the most important thing that we want to highlight is that Alpha's vision is evangelization of nations, revitalization of churches, and transformation of society. And what we mean by that, we want to see the world evangelized. Not only that, not just around us, but the most important thing, what that stands out for me is the transformation of society. Is that how is the church here, St. Agnes, actually transforming the society? How are churches where we are, our parishes, change our society? Are we good? Okay, let me see if I can do that. Okay, there we go. Yes. Are you ready? Okay, so now here's the question. The question that we want to ask today, can I not use the mic? Are we streaming? Oh, okay, so I have to use the mic. Cool. So, the most important thing is, who are young people today? Who are young people today? We cannot reach a generation that we do not understand. And the most important thing is for us to actually know who are we trying to reach. Sorry guys, we just have to move around the slides. So, if we look at South Africa has about 62 million people. 20 million are below the age of 90. And 75% of South Africans are below the age of 35. What does this mean? We have a young country. We have a very young country. Now the question is, how then do we engage with this young country? Not only that, how do we present the gospel to this young country? And how do we equip them to reach others with the gospel? Here's another thing I want us to look at. About 89% of South African teens are motivated to keep learning about Jesus. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means that there's curiosity, and where there's curiosity, we need to create a space for real and authentic conversations, right? And how do we do that, you ask? I want us to look at this. Like I said, we cannot really reach young people, we cannot really reach this young country without actually knowing what do young people want. And here's what we figured out. We figured out that young people want connection. Young people want conversation. Young people want collaboration. And the question is that how are we going to do this? And what do we mean by connection? Is that I always say to youth pastors and youth leaders, if you meet a young person and the first thing you say to them is, when are you coming to church? Maybe you missed it. Maybe the first thing you must say to them is, you mentioned your grandfather was sick. You mentioned your aunt was sick. How's your aunt? Young people are saying we want authentic connection. Not only that, we want to have genuine conversations. It's great for us to meet on a Sunday, which is amazing because there's order, but also, can we sit on a Tuesday night, on a Wednesday night, and have conversations? Right? And now, the last thing is collaboration. As I speak to you right now, there's a young person who's playing a video game with somebody they've never met. Somewhere in Portugal. A lot of young people want collaboration. They're saying, I have something to add, I've got my hand up, put me in. Let's work together. I've got ideas, and I want to engage I want to be part of the church. Now, we all have a story. I have a story. I'm a pastor's kid. I went to church all my life, and at some point, I assumed that if I ask so many questions, they might say to me, you are asking too many questions. And I was assuming, right? But when I actually moved to Cape Town and actually open the Bible for myself and get to know Jesus for myself, I then realized that all I needed was friends of mine or people who actually are willing to actually open the Bible and actually have a conversation with me, right? And that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to say, how then do we create a space for young people to get to know Jesus for themselves and have real conversations in our churches? Now, I've got a question for everyone. Why do you think young people are disinterested in church? Anyone, why do you think young people are not interested in church? Yes, go ahead.
So irrelevant, not contemporary, so way back.
Yeah.
Using 21st century, 16th century, using 19th century piano, 18th century flute, old.
Yeah. Amazing. You were saying so.
Yeah, I was saying they are nothing which interested.
Yeah.
They are looking for vibrancy.
Yeah.
And
Okay. I hear
they've got a
you.
lot of energy, they're looking for vibrancy.
Vibrancy. That's true. Go ahead, man. Okay. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think in my view, they're not given opportunity.
Yeah.
And also they feel condemned before they could do anything.
Yeah. That's true. Everything that everybody has said is actually true. Young people are saying we want connection, we want conversation, but also, the church is boring, and it's not like we want to change the church, but can we do just some things? And maybe it shouldn't be Sunday, maybe it should be Wednesday, maybe it should be Friday night. Can we do something? Because, I was talking to a priest and he was saying, I literally saw 10 of the kids that come to my church literally walk into the event next door because there was a worship night, And he's like, maybe I should start, having worship night. There's nothing wrong with having worship night. And I want us to play this story.
Before you do,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I'm not sure about boring.
Yes.
Yes, that's what usually we do that as a resident.
Yeah.
But parishes that I've been, young people are not bored by being in Asia. They're not just participating.
Yeah.
And some of, for example, my daughter, when she went to university,
Yeah.
she went to the charismatic and happy clapping.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just that it's boring, it's flippy clap all
It's
the time.
level all the time.
And, there was no substance.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
realized that even though our parishes are not flippy clapping,
Yeah.
there is substance.
There's substance, yeah.
They want you to participate in that. I think that
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So in universities, actually, at Verts and UJ, they actually, a lot of campus ministers are actually seeing that. They are saying a lot of young people are coming for the music and now they are tired of that.
Exactly.
They want Bible study. So they have their own Bible studies and they want to hear the word and they want to learn, they want to grow. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you give them opportunity, platform, on Sunday, and you ask them that they can shape the service the way they want to,
Yeah.
they just freeze.
Yeah.
And at the moment in my church,
Yeah.
the only thing they are doing
Yeah.
is reading.
Yeah.
And I'm saying you can do poems,
Poems, yeah.
skits.
Yeah.
We can shape the service the way we want it, but
Yeah.
we just freeze.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that?
I hear you. Were you saying something?
I think there's a need for training young people.
Okay.
You know, I hear what brother is saying about putting young people
Yeah.
in that position.
Yeah.
But if they've never been exposed to training,
Yeah.
they freeze.
Yeah.
They become so afraid. Now, I mean, I'm old now, but I was in youth from the time I was 14 years old. And I went through my whole years
Yeah.
of being an Anglican
Yeah.
in a church that sends us for training
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah.
Every year, practically,
Yeah.
we went to African Enterprise or one of the other institutions for training, and that made us confident. We used to run youth services in the church without blinking an eyelid, but it was just the confidence that came from
Yeah.
being equipped
Yeah.
to do the job.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. You were saying something?
Well, I just want to say that it's a matter of formation.
Yeah.
Consistency. in
That's
formation.
right.
Okay.
When we look at junior worship,
Yeah.
from Sunday school up until youth, there's so many changes and chops
Yeah.
that creates inconsistency.
Yeah.
By the time they come to confirmation,
Yeah.
it's just let's get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go looking for something
Something else.
else.
That's right.
So it's creating space
Yeah.
and a place for them to be, and also working on formation, holistic formation, that is consistent in terms of age groups.
That's my experience.
It's great. I'm hearing great points. That young people want to be coached. I mean, I know that, you know, yeah, I used to be pushed to be and I would freeze.
Yeah.
But I would be like, I was like 11, I was probably 11, it was too early.
Yeah.
But then the more I did it, the more I got better. Yeah.
I think that what has happened, people can look back in memories.
Yeah.
Leader.
Yeah.
We did all our requests for your pastime or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean to train them. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So, sorry, before you continue,
Yes, sir.
let's go back home.
Yeah.
How are the young people behaving at home?
At home.
They lock themselves in their rooms.
Yes.
They are busy with their cell phones.
Yeah.
You
They want
don't
privacy.
have any social conversation with them.
Yeah.
As a family,
Yeah.
they come to dish up when it's cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They
then.
don't want dishes.
Yeah.
Well, why is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it?
Yeah.
I think what you're pointing out is a very, very serious problem
Yeah.
that we need to take cognizance of.
Yeah.
I read a report recently that says young people are forming relationships with AI. Yes.
Yes.
More than they have relationships with human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you spoke about connection.
Yeah.
As parents, sometimes we are too busy to connect with our young people.
Yeah.
And they have found their solace
Yeah.
chat rooms and with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And the sad reality, and this is the reason why I was reading that report, is because of a young child who committed suicide. Because AI told him it's fine,
Yeah.
go ahead, and this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And when they checked his chat after he had passed on, this guy had been engaging with artificial intelligence and it was equipping him. So they are not, AI can have conversations about anything. Because there's no moral. Maybe we as parents are failing to have that conversation.
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna say, are we? I mean, I'm a very young parent, but I want to say, are we creating boundaries, or obviously they might create walls, but then are we creating a space for them to be able to be themselves? I mean, I'll give you an example. This young man says, he's older now. He says that when his father used to drive in from work, they would literally run into their rooms.
Yeah.
So now we have to and we were like, why? He's like, no. Sometimes it will not beat us, but we may. It was just a normal thing, and nobody addressed it. You know, so it's like I think it's a very important thing. You need to find out why are young people doing that. Why are they actually shutting down? I mean, obviously, social media is taking space, and it can be AI, it can be. But then, how do we break that wall? How do we? What means are we making to break that wall? But I think it must be this way. It must be like, what are the leaders doing, and what are the followers doing?
Both ways, yeah.
Both ways.
Have you got a girlfriend, son?
No, I'm a young parent. I'm married.
Oh, married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a young parent, so I'm trying to. So, just a long story short, I'm a young parent to a 5-year-old, but I'm also a guardian to a 16-year-old, which I was not ready for. But what we've done is that because of the work I do, I realized that we're gonna have to create a space and say to her, if somebody asks Sheila, it's okay to tell me.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody is trying to date you, tell me. I am not going to make you feel bad.
But they just shut down because I have teenage children.
Yeah.
I said, now we have a couple of age.
Yeah.
When it was their relationship, let me know.
Yeah.
Being your friend.
Yeah.
So they know, but
Yeah.
nobody got it. For a 40-year-old now, no girlfriend.
What you're saying about the sex, my mom has been very open with me. So when I did get a boyfriend, I felt comfortable enough to say, listen, Mom, I met this guy. So that point that you made about having that safe space for your child to be able to be open and come and say to you, then it makes it a little bit easier.
I hear you. Yeah, that's I know you have more to say. because I get you. It's not like you are saying. It's not like you didn't try. You are trying, but still.
But you're not getting results.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. I hear you.
I think also what is key is when you start, because you can't start when they are old enough, because Monday you're changing from what they know you to be.
As you're growing up, I said, doors are open. I've got 2 boys and 1 girl.
Yeah. We feel that the doors are open. You say it.
When I say
you must say it, and also you must influence me to believe what you say is true. I don't believe it. I am not coming to you. And it starts when they are like the cell phones. I had a rule from when I was very young. You're not going to have cell phones. My kids, there are phones in the house, they don't belong to anyone. It's for me to reach you, they're not yours. So you're not allowed to touch that phone from this time to this time. If it means I have to switch off the internet, I'll switch off the internet. So that all of us are disconnected so that we can have that time. I mean, sometimes there are shifts. But even in my absence, my kids still have Bible study because it's always been a thing that every night we have Bible study. It's for kids. It's that if you start from when they are young, they know that it's the culture culture in this house that this is how we do things. We do them together. When we wake up, when we do whatever, it must be that it's a way of living. But if you say this today and then the next day you're shouting at me for the same thing that you said, it's okay to come to you about, hey, then you've created a wall. So it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
So
As a priest, hectic life, not ordered life.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wife is a teacher, goes all over, take them to sports, do everything.
Yeah.
You set a time for the family. Sometimes they don't, they just disregard it. I really don't.
No, yeah. And that's a funny thing. The funny thing is that they will say, if you could sit down with a Gen Z, they will say, it's because no one is trying.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it can come up as an excuse as well. And I'm trying to be diplomatic, but I know that when you sit down and you tell the youth to be very honest with you, they will tell you exactly what they think. But if you could put a priest in the room sometimes, or maybe their father, then they'll be like, they'll cut corners. And that's why our job as Alpha Youth is to actually go to them and create the space and say, tell us exactly why you don't go to church, so that we can go back and tell the church, maybe we should, and which I'll share about now, maybe we should keep the gospel, keep sharing the gospel, but maybe we should use different methods. And I think different methods.
I think you're right about different methods.
Yeah.
Because I never had children who shunned away from me.
Yeah.
Even though I was a youth priest and
Yeah.
I was a bishop.
Yeah.
They never had to shun away from me.
I hear
It's
you.
a method that you're using.
It's a method, like we almost always look at a method.
If you come like a parent,
Yeah.
they will act like children.
Mm.
If you come like a friend,
Yeah.
they will act like a friend.
Wow, so it's like, welcome, Bishop. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, no worries. Okay.
Empty, alone, and sad. That's how I felt growing up. Swimming was the one thing that was in my hands. It was freeing, being in the water. It was a rush, but it was very temporary. Swimming did not fill the void. This feeling of emptiness and loneliness began in my family. My sisters tried their best to shield me from what was going on, but it was just not enough. My relationship with my family now is more patient. My friendships now are more solid, they're more secure, they're more fulfilling, they're also more growing.
This is Sasha's story, and basically, long story short, Sasha is saying, I used to put my identity in the things I do because they made me look cool, but then I had the emptiness. I still felt empty until I actually had genuine connection and community with the people around me, and that gave me purpose. Now, I want us to look at, and I think this is the gist of what we're talking about, is that we've actually spoken about the moment. Where are we right now? What are we doing right now? And what is the youth culture is like right now? What are young people saying about God? What are they saying about faith? What are they saying about church? And we usually mentioned that young people are saying we want connection, we want conversations, we want authentic conversations. But now, how then do we engage with the same young people in 2025 who have different, things happening around them? They've got social media, they've got TikTok, they can create their own space. How then do we actually give them the message without changing the message? How do we keep the gospel without compromising the gospel, right? And I'd like us to look at that. Is that, like I said, we are dealing with what we call the open generation. The open generation means that these young people are willing to try anything and everything. And this is a dangerous thing, but it's also a great opportunity. What do I mean by that? Is that if young people of today are actually willing to try anything and everything, it means that they are open to learn more about Jesus. They are open to learn more about the Bible, and they are open to actually talk about justice and other issues that maybe affect them. It could be mental health, it could be depression, but they are really open. So it means that it's really not that difficult. The question is, what are we going to do with this open generation? How are we going to create a space? Because if we don't create a space, Twitter will, Facebook will, TikTok will. So how do we deal with this open and free generation? Let's look at the challenges, like I said. Some of them say, I've got anxiety. Some of them saying, you're dealing with depression. Some are saying, I feel lonely. I'm on social media, but I still feel lonely. I've got 400K followers, but I still feel lonely. I've got friends who call themselves friends, but I still feel lonely. Some of them are saying there's so much injustice in the world. How can this God who is so loving also allow bad things to happen? Right? And they've got these questions, but we are saying as Alpha, as much as we've got challenges, we have opportunities. We are dealing with an open generation who are willing to talk about politics, life, love, identity, gender, and most of them are saying, we want the truth. Tell me the truth so that I know. And most of them are saying, we want authenticity. There's opportunity for us to actually be authentic as we engage with these young people. And these are opportunities that we are looking at. And what do I mean by that? I mean that even as we engage with them, our method has to change. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? Now, how then do we make sure that we present the gospel to the youth without changing the main thing? You can sing with them, but this remains the main thing. For God so loved the world, you can play a movie for them, but this is the main thing. You can take them to camp, but this shouldn't change. The main thing is the gospel doesn't change, but the method might have to change. And what do I mean by that? I'm going to play this video for us so that we actually get to understand why we think new methods are important.
Let's do it. If I were to describe the series in one word, that's a really good question. Engaging.
Dynamic. Authentic.
I'm going to say mind, laughing, blowing.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Johnny Brown. I think we should go back in time.
Feels like a super overpowering love.
I tried so many different identities.
You might be thinking, wait, what is Alpha?
Alpha Youth Series has been created for Gen Z and the new emerging generation, Generation Alpha. We're creating a new series because there's a different generation on the planet. And even though there are similar needs and struggles that young people face, we need to make sure that we're explaining the theology and the teaching in a way that they can understand and relate to it.
Alpha helps create a safe environment where students can feel empowered to ask the hard questions and learn what a relationship with God can look like. You see, students today are not asking, who is Jesus? They're asking, why is he good? Why is he good for my life? And why is he good for the world that I live in today?
I'm Jason, and this is Ben.
In 2013, we brought out the very first Alpha Youth Series, and it was a game changer. Alpha has reached 32 million participants worldwide in over 175 countries.
I feel like it's so overwhelming.
We wanted this new series to be created by young people and for young people. So we spent 2 years listening to youth around the world so we could empower them to speak into the scripts, soundtrack, stories, and creative design.
What do you think the world needs more?
Love, kindness, and patience.
Faith, hope, and love.
3, 2, 1, action!
Alpha highlighted to us that the younger generation is navigating life not only in the physical world, but also in the digital one, whether it be in a metaverse or in online spaces. That's why we came up with this concept of filming on the volume. This is essentially the same leading technology that's being used in Hollywood on sets like The Mandalorian or Batman. On the Alpha Youth Series, we've had a lot of freedom to really just be creative.
Alpha was created to be a space where you could just be you and share your thoughts and maybe find some friends along the way.
just the start of life. Your day, it's just getting started.
And that's what we actually mean when we say, how about we actually think of new methods as we engage with young people? We'll just do this. There we go. How then do we create resources and tools that are engaging, relevant, and easily accessible? Because how my grandmother used to do evangelism is quite different than how we can do evangelism now. I mean, she can still do it. She can still go to trains and taxi ranks and actually, preach. But then how then do we engage with young people who are online? How do we engage with the digital age youth who are more inclined to digital stuff? We create a tool that is engaging, that is easily accessible, and very relevant. And what is that tool? I'd like to present to you the new Alpha Youth series. And when we created the Alpha Youth series, we had young people in mind, not only young people of today, but we had Gen Alpha in mind, the young people of the future. And Alpha Youth gives young people a space to explore their questions about life, faith, and purpose. And the reason why we say that is because sometimes we can create a space for young people to explore questions about faith only. Right? Sometimes we create something that will probably help young people to ask questions about life. But we are saying, how about we put everything together? Because the very same young people who we want in churches are the same young people who are talking about purpose. They are saying, who am I? What am I going to be? How is Jesus relevant to me being a lawyer? Do I really need that? How is Jesus relevant to me being a soccer star? And how do we, and then we created this tool so that we can actually hit all three elements: life, faith, and purpose. And what we've done is that we've created it so that young people can come into these kind of spaces and explore the core ideas of the Christian faith in a relevant, accessible, and engaging way. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that when we engage with young people, we realize that the most important thing is to create an environment that is welcoming, fun, free of judgment, and full of love. Welcoming, fun, free of judgment, and full of love. Before you came in here, I tried playing some music because I wanted to create some kind of environment. I wanted you, when you come in here, you're like, okay, cool, this looks alive, this looks good, I want to be part of this. The most important thing is that, or the question that we should ask ourselves is, in our churches, are we creating this kind of environment? And I want to say to the leaders in the room, or the priests in the room, when we say free of judgment, we're not saying anything goes. Amen? Yeah, we are saying we are still, there's order. We are led by the Bible. So when we talk about life, we are saying, okay, let's see what the Bible says about this. When we talk about faith, let's see what the Bible says about. When we talk about purpose, let's see what the Bible says about this. Free of judgment means come as you are. You might have doubts, but still be in the room. You might have questions, still be in the room. You might make mistakes, still be in the room. You'd rather have honest and authentic conversations, or be in a space that allows you to be yourself and still be yourself, than actually go out there and maybe mingle with wrong people. Now, before we go, I actually want to mention this. The most important thing is that the reason why we say full of love is that the greatest commandment is to love one another. The greatest commandment is to love one another. And if we don't actually display this kind of love, maybe we are actually missing it as a faith community. Now, how does Alpha look like? Alpha has three elements. When we create a space for authentic conversations, Alpha has three elements. And the first one is connect. And the second one is content. The third one is conversation. And what do we mean by connect? Like I said, I was trying to create an environment like that here. If I had snacks, I was actually hoping to steal some snacks somewhere and bring them here. But the most important thing is that when when we, thou shalt not steal, I'm sorry. But it's a safe space, right? It's a safe space. But the most important thing is that how then do we create genuine connection when young people, and but by connect, we actually mean hospitality. If my mother, actually my mother used to do this, she would say she doesn't have money, but then when we have visitors, all of a sudden, I'm being sent to buy Coke and you know, yeah. But I didn't understand it until, you know, until I understood that when you have visitors, you have to create a good environment, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Are we talking about the in-person?
Yes.
Or the virtual presentation?
No, so
because at the moment,
yes,
young people are very virtual.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in most cases.
Yes.
Yes. You can't send the snacks online.
I hear you.
So clear my mind there.
I hear you. Let me give you clarity. Actually, I have a good example for you. So during COVID, the Alpha team actually encouraged people to run Alpha online, and they would say, well, there's Uber Eats. Uber Eats to your friend. Let's just send them something to eat. Right?
Various homes.
Yeah. I mean, if you can. Yeah, right? And I mean, not everybody can do it, but it's an idea. But the most important thing is that, so when we do run Alpha online, I know that I usually encourage people on WhatsApp that, you know what, before we start, just make sure you have something to eat. So as we engage, before we actually start watching something, we are, you know, you're having your snack or whatever, you know, and we can crack jokes about it that, hey, you guys are probably having Nando's and I'm just having Iguin or something. But I think the most important thing is that we are thinking, if we're gonna do this in person, because a lot of young people they want community, at least have something to eat. At least have, you know, organize some drink, you know, some drinks, have some muffins, or maybe it doesn't have to be what do we call it, 7 colors. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a full plate.
It's difficult to have in person in various places.
Yeah.
Where I come from,
yeah.
I mean, other year we did the in-person, working well, but not any longer.
Yeah.
People are meeting in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
People are meeting in these other platforms.
Yeah.
That is the name of the game.
Yeah.
In person, very rare.
Yeah. So I hear you very well. And I really want to be honest to you and say, the reason why we actually changed hospitality to connect is because we wanted to highlight the keyword connect. Because we knew that when you say hospitality, then those issues come. Because some people really want to run Alpha and they're like, I don't have the budget. What do I do? Right? And some, we can give them ideas. Like, you know, I know a youth leader who asked, literally on Sunday said, stood in front of the church and said, next week we're running Alpha and we need you parents to help us. Not the church, but we need you. And a parent baked some scones, another one next week will bake something. So it's like, how do we come up with different ways to do that? Yeah. But I'm aware of the challenges. That's why I think we actually highlighted Connect. And the second part of an Alpha session is content, right? Some of the content we have are well-researched topics globally, and these are questions that young people ask. Who is Jesus? How do I pray? Who is the Holy Spirit? And these are the questions that we don't think young people actually ask, but if we create a space, we'll actually realize that they've been asking about it. So I helped a youth leader to launch a Alpha last week, 4 ways, and I was part of the group, and this young lady, you could tell that she's been wanting to ask this question, and if we didn't create this space, she wouldn't have. So, and the most important thing is that the content allows them to actually have conversations. And the most important part of an Alpha session is conversation. How, you know, and most importantly is that we want to make sure that whoever facilitates conversation is actually allows everyone to actually be part of the conversation. And it's possible that some people, as they join Alpha, they might not even feel like they want to say something, but it's important for them to know that they are allowed to say something. I'm not sure if you still have time. How much time do you have, bro?
10 minutes, 12.
Okay,
10,
okay,
12. Yes, thank you. On the issue of, or on the part of content, with this age or information availability, information is all over the place.
Yeah.
You just need to have connectivity.
Yeah.
The information is all over the place. And the smartphone.
Yeah.
So I don't know from your experiences how you manage this, because people just Google it. If they are not sure, they Google it.
Yeah.
You tell them one thing, you want to find out for themselves.
They say Google says.
Yeah. So how are you managing that?
Yeah. So in regards to Alpha, we have specific content that we created for that. Right? So I don't know if you mean that a person would say, but I hear I see what the video says, but I have my own opinion. So what you say? But that's okay.
Can I give you an example?
Yes.
My son, at some point, he had a problem with his ear.
Yeah.
And so he did some research on his own. When I'm feeling like this, what could be the problem?
Yeah.
So that was before we took him to a doctor.
Yeah.
We got there, he already had answers. So he was already telling the doctor, this is my problem. Yeah, yeah. And the doctor said, hey, young man, if that was actually the problem, you would not be smiling. So, and so he had to give him a lecture and say, no, actually, that's something else.
Yeah.
This is your issue.
Yeah.
So, in terms of information, teaching, you want to communicate a particular message. But there are competing views or perspectives. How do you narrow? How do you manage that?
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Actually, mine was similar to yours, but it was not seeking information for themselves.
Yeah.
When they discover things, and they try to interact and engage them.
Yeah.
And angrily, she said, Dad, I know more than you did when you were my age.
Oh, wow.
And I said, yes, true.
Yeah.
But what I knew, I was able to process for myself.
Yeah.
So if you know that this flooding information, you still need to be able to process it for yourself.
Yeah.
And she learned that. Information was there, but she needed to deal with the information she's getting.
Yeah. And I, like, this is from experience. I've learned that when you say that, when you think you know much, as you grow, you understand. I don't know.
I don't know.
You're like, I wish I took that advice, but I'm not gonna concede. I'm not gonna tell anyone that now I'm learning. Yeah, but I think also my good say is that it's something that we cannot change. That there's information everywhere. Yeah. But I think experience shows that, man, okay, it's important that I focus on maybe advice. I mean, there's this saying that says the older generation's wisdom or experience is timeless, even though the younger generation's experience is timely. And we always make young people understand that your things that might be timely and might be fast and all of that, but it's always great to actually hear counsel. And sometimes they can't get it until they are older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the presentation.
Yes, sir.
In my opinion,
yes,
is for leaders that can.
So
it's giving guidelines before the actual alpha is used.
Yes.
So you can call on the leaders of the alpha.
Yes.
Then this can be presented.
Yes.
To make them ready to dish out what is necessary.
Yeah. And for them to understand. Yeah, that's perfect. Because we're making them understand why alpha was created and why alpha is necessary. because we can't just give them a tool and say run it.
Yeah.
They have to understand why we created it and what goals or what objectives are we trying to reach, and also what it can do for them. And for some, it's a pipeline for leadership. And some, we always say to leaders or pastors, actually choose people that you see there's a spark, there's potential there. They're not there yet, because what Alpha does is that they don't even have to preach. All they need to do is create an environment, bring young people in the room, and press play. That's all they need to do. Bring young people in the room, you don't have to say much. Welcome guys, welcome to an Alpha session. Today's topic is, who is Jesus? You press play. And you see that things, and the very same person who felt like they're not eloquent enough, they're not good enough, they actually get encouraged that, wow, all I needed to do was to create a space. And then it becomes a pipeline for leadership, and more young people are coming in, and they actually experience this, and they become better people. I hope that makes sense. Yes, I'm just going to play this video and then we're done. This is Ntanta's video, Ntanta's life story on how he came across Alpha.
Igama lami ndinguNhlahla waseMpuma Koloni. Utata wam wayesebenza ezimayini. Ekukhuleni kwam ndandimbona kambalwa. Ukusweleka kwakhe ndandineminyaka 14. Ndingenathemba ndabhenela ekuseleni nasemantombazaneni. Emva kweminyaka ndadibana neJumpstart, inkqubo enceda ulutsha. NgoJumpstart ndadibana noAlpha ndatsho ndalandela uYesu. Ndathabatheka kakhulu nguThixo. Ndaqala idyunivesithi. Kodwa uthile waba imali zam zedyunivesithi kwanyanzeleka ndigoduke. Ndandizibuza ukuba uThixo uyivumela njani into enje. Kodwa yena uThixo wayekwazi akwenzayo. Ndabuyela kuAlpha njengenkokheli. Ngeli xesha ndaye ndabhaptizwa. Ndaye ndava uThixo ethetha nam kukokuqala ngqa. NdinguThixo othandayo, watsho kum. Ngoku ndisebenzisa iChess ukuqhuba inkqubo kaAlpha ezikolweni. Ndizaliseka igama lam endaliphiwa esuthwini, uJolive, elithetha ukukhathalela ulutsha. Ngenxa kaYesu, ndamuka ngutata kwisizukulwana esingenatata. Unayo imibuzo ngobomi, zama uAlpha.
I think this story, Skantlanta, actually shows us that sometimes all you need to do is create a space. Because Ntlanta didn't go to church, Ntlanta came across Alpha at a different space, right? So it means that Alpha can be run in different spaces. Let's say we don't see maybe an opportunity at church, maybe let's see how we can run Alpha in the community. Let's see if we can run Alpha in high school or in primary school. How do we reach young people who even come into this church? We actually can run Alpha in different spaces. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Yeah.
I just want to encourage all of us, never, ever, ever to give up with our young people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It may look bleak, but there's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's never give up with our young people.
Yeah. That's great.
So the topics are still the same as the old Alpha.
Yeah, so
or the other Alpha.
Yeah, so
see, still the same.
Yeah, so the context is still the same, but because it's a new tool, we had to like change, kind of the wording, but the content is still the same.
The topics are still the same. Who's Jesus?
Yeah. So instead of us saying who is Jesus, we said Jesus is.
Oh, okay.
It's still about Jesus. What does real love look like? That falls under why did Jesus die? Yeah, right? So who is the Holy Spirit? Is still there. How can I be filled with the Holy Spirit? Still the same. Does God heal today? Still the same. Welcome to the conversation. We used to call it, is there more to life? Yeah. But the content is still, the objective is
for adult alpha, the theme is still the same?
Yes, yes. No, for adult alphas.
You treat the youth?
Yeah, so this is more like the first project. What we're gonna do is that for the adult one, we are actually working on the African context, which is gonna be available around July. And I believe we'll still keep the same topics, but maybe the faces will be more, African and yeah. Yes, sir.
So would you say that the way that you can use alpha
yes.
is the same way as you use fresh expressions?
Yes. Do you know fresh expressions? Yeah. I'm not here.
So Nick Gamble is still
fresh expressions.
Yeah, he actually.
It's a tool.
Oh.
It's a tool that, say, for religious people,
Yeah.
people who are used to religious terminologies,
Okay.
and then they're struggling with the terminology,
Mm.
and then you use it differently, using the context, using the connection, and using all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So alpha, it's similar in the sense that, say, if it's young people, say for example, you know your church, you know the young people that you are in connection with.
Yeah.
Then you know the questions they are asking.
Yeah.
So the questions they're asking, those questions can be in such a way that they are able to respond to them.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So I wanted to say that actually Nick Gamble, when he presented this, he says, they told me I'm not supposed to like this because obviously it's for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But the Alpha Film series, he's still gonna be the Alpha Film series, the new one that they're creating.
Still gonna be part of it.
He's still gonna be part of of one of the presenters as well. Because he's a pioneer and I think he still enjoys it.
It's his faith.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You want to say something? Oh, sure.
Yeah, my question is about alpha.
Yeah.
Being a very, very educative, but how can we use this tool of alpha to different parishes?
Yeah.
Like for instance, young people now are afraid of maybe attending some educative sessions and the like. So I don't know how can we use this alpha project, to be accepted, because in our different parishes there are a lot of groupings. We've got EVO, we've got men fellowship, women fellowship, we've got ABU, and they are concentrating on, their groups. And we don't have, educative project like Alpha, whereby, because as priests, we are using the Bible and sermons, trying to influence the congregation. But without any fear or favor, we are finding as priests. Because what we are preaching, people are going against what we are preaching. We are doing nothing about it. So if we can engage young people, engage adults in this type of a program, I should think we can have something. Something, because you give people a space to talk. You connect with the people. So we are trying to connect using our preaching, Bishop. I don't think we are
making an impact.
So right now, I'm just brainstorming with, because what we usually do with Mpo is that we actually brainstorm with pastors and youth pastors and say, okay, what are your challenges? And what I'm hearing, I would suggest, imagine if your next preaching topic is one of these, right? Just imagine that. And then on Sunday, after you are done, and you say to the youth, we are continuing with this topic I just preached about, but we are coming on Friday.
Yes.
It's going to be a video. Right, so now it's connected to the preaching. Now they come, the young people come, they watch the video, they're like, now I understand better because it's still connected to the preaching. I mean, it's just an idea.
Yeah.
It could be, what do you think?
Yeah, I think greetings. My name is Mpo, I work with Tshepo. So I think it's, firstly, the thought is important. One of the biggest challenges in relation to Alpha and in this short time that we have sort of spent with a couple of ministers and reverends within the Anglican Church, the biggest challenge firstly is the contextualization conversation. We don't see ourselves. It's, you know, it's out there, we put it, you know, and the only series that's known is the one of People and things like that, and already there's hostility. I mean, we've got ETA. I'm not sure if you know ETA. The ETA is the new one that was shot by Kloof, who's the one that's actually presenting, and there's a lot more Africans speaking interviews. And I'm starting intentionally going to the second point, which leads to a question. To say that because of that hostility that's within a lot of parishes, and it becomes difficult for the leaders to start to dream for the youth as to how do we get this to be. Which then brings the second point to say, I think the first thing that's going to have to happen is the parish itself is going to have to dream for young people and to dream with young people. Because I think a lot of times what we are saying is young people want this, young people don't want this. But this is part and parcel of the collaboration. This is part and parcel of their discipleship and things like that. But each parish has to come to a place where, like we are doing right now, to sit and say, let's dream about what God is saying about our parish. Let's dream and listen to what God is saying about the community. Not just the service, but us as a whole, as a youth. How do we get there? And on the basis of that, you are sort of able to take this and say, this is going to help us with step 1. This is going to help us with step 2. One testimony of how one of the other parishes did it. They wanted to disciple the adults same time while they're discipling their teenagers. So what they did, they said, we're going to run Alpha simultaneously. We're going to run adults for Alpha, and we're going to run adults for youth on the same day. We all come together, we do the welcome together in one place like this, we pray. Then when it's time for the videos, we all go to our different spaces. What that did is 2 things. One, it gave courage to the parents to say, oh, I'm doing church with my children. But it also gave the young people a safe space to say, I'm going to church with my mom, my father, my guardian, but I still get to see my friends and get to learn more about God. But you see, where it started was a parish that said, we want to disciple both parent and child at the same time. And on the basis of that, that's how it was. You know. So I would say God to plant a vision, not just a desire, because the desire for young people is just a desire, which is nice. But then God has to give you a vision to say, this is what we're actually trying to do. And then you implement, you know. The confirmation classes work best with this, you know. But maybe as you do confirmation class, you say we're gonna run marriage course for the parents.
Yeah, that's good.
So you see, it's a vision. We see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do a program. We're trying to get people to be something.
Yeah.
Not to tick the box that within Grow the Church, we've got this thing, we've got Teach the Nation, we've got this. No. We're trying to get people to be this. This is how we're going to do it. And this is how we sit and, we go, it's a hard thing. We don't assume that we know the challenges that we know, but we this is what we've seen.
Yeah. So, what we're gonna do? Yes, go
ahead. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the insights. I think that's quite helpful. In some context, though, there's a challenge of women resources.
Yes.
Because if you are just alone, as a Christian child or a rector, this on its own is a department that actually needs somebody just focusing on that. And most of our contexts, we don't have that large level of resources. I'm just bringing that to the table. So it's a practical issue.
Capacity. Yes, sir.
Last time I did Alpha, we had a challenge of a language. Most of ultimately the period when we first started was English. Now here in KZN, we dominate by Zulu. And in Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Xhosa. So how far do you go with the language with Alpha courses? Whether youth or adult Alpha, how far do we go with language?
It's one of the things in the pipeline. We cannot deny that. There's no, that we have to have subtitles. We can't have subtitles, but we can have overdubs.
Probably overdubs. The biggest challenge. Okay, let's give a broader overview of Alpha, and then come to the point that's been brought up, which the solution that we found was overdub. Which is why the solution is overdub.
I don't get that. Over what?
Oh, I'll explain it. Overdubs it's like a person speaking over. So as you're speaking, I would say, I want to let that.
Remember those Chinese movies? The story Samandi. I could be
So one of the biggest values of Alpha is promoting